What if I told you that two of the greatest minds in history never actually met, yet their ideas clashed in a battle that shaped the modern world? One believed in absolute time and space, while the other proved that time itself is relative. One was a reclusive genius who spent years in isolation, while the other became the face of scientific revolution. This is not just a story of science, it's a tale of two men who changed the way we see the universe. Welcome to the ultimate battle of minds, Newton versus Einstein. Our story begins in 1643, in a small English village called Woolsthorpe. Isaac Newton was born prematurely, so tiny that no one expected him to survive. But survive he did, and he grew up to become one of the most influential scientists in history. Newton's childhood was far from easy. His father died before he was born, and his mother remarried, leaving him in the care of his grandmother. As a boy, Newton was more interested in building mechanical toys than playing with other children. He was a loner, but his mind was always buzzing with ideas. The turning point came in 1665, when the Great Plague forced Newton to leave Cambridge and return home. It was during this time, in the solitude of his countryside home, that he made some of his most groundbreaking discoveries. Legend has it that an apple falling from a tree inspired his theory of gravity, but Newton's genius didn't stop there. He formulated the three laws of motion, invented calculus, and even built the first reflecting telescope. His work laid the foundation for classical physics, and his book, Principia Mathematica, became the cornerstone of modern science. But Newton was not just a scientist, he was a man of contradictions. He spent years studying alchemy, trying to turn base metals into gold. He was known for his temper and often engaged in bitter disputes with other scientists. Despite his flaws, Newton's contributions to science are unparalleled. Fast forward to 1879, and we meet Albert Einstein, born in Ulm, Germany. Unlike Newton, Einstein was not a child prodigy. In fact, he struggled in school and even failed his first university entrance exam. But Einstein had something that set him apart: an unquenchable curiosity and a vivid imagination. Einstein's journey to greatness began in 1905, a year often called his miracle year. While working as a patent clerk in Switzerland, he published 4 groundbreaking papers that changed the course of physics. One of these papers introduced the theory of relativity, which completely redefined our understanding of space and time. His famous equation, E equals mc squared, became a symbol of scientific genius. But Einstein's life was not without challenges. He faced rejection from academic institutions and struggled to find a job. His personal life was equally tumultuous, with 2 failed marriages and a strained relationship with his children. Despite these hardships, Einstein never lost his sense of wonder. He once said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." Einstein's theory of relativity challenged Newton's laws of motion and gravity. According to Einstein, gravity is not a force but a curvature of space-time caused by massive objects. This was a radical idea, and it took years for the scientific community to accept it. But Einstein's theories were eventually proven correct, cementing his place in history as one of the greatest minds of all time. Newton's laws of motion and gravity ruled science for over 200 years, but Einstein's theory of relativity turned Newton's world upside down. According to Newton, time and space were absolute, and gravity was a force that acted at a distance. Einstein, on the other hand, proposed that time and space are relative, and gravity is the result of the curvature of space-time. So, who was right? The answer is both. Newton's laws work perfectly for everyday objects and situations. For example, if you throw a ball, Newton's laws can accurately predict its trajectory. But when it comes to massive objects like planets or black holes, Einstein's theories are essential. In fact, without Einstein's theory of relativity, we wouldn't have GPS technology or a deep understanding of the universe. The clash between Newton and Einstein is not a battle of right and wrong. It's a story of how science evolves. Newton laid the groundwork, and Einstein built upon it. Together they shaped the world as we know it today. Behind every great mind is a human being with flaws, quirks, and secrets. Newton and Einstein were no exception. Newton was a man of contradictions. He spent years studying alchemy, trying to turn base metals into gold. He was also known for his temper and often engaged in bitter disputes with other scientists. One of his most famous feuds was with German mathematician Gottfried Leibniz over who invented calculus. Einstein was known for his absent-mindedness. He often forgot where he put his keys or even his own address. He was also a pacifist, but his work on the theory of relativity indirectly contributed to the development of the atomic bomb, something he later regretted. Despite their flaws, both Newton and Einstein left behind a legacy that continues to inspire scientists and thinkers around the world. Newton's laws of motion and gravity are still taught in schools, while Einstein's theory of relativity remains one of the most important scientific discoveries of all time. The ultimate question: who was smarter? The question of who was smarter, Newton or Einstein, is a matter of debate. Newton's contributions laid the foundation for classical physics, while Einstein's theories revolutionized our understanding of the universe. Both were geniuses in their own right, but their approaches to science were vastly different. Newton was a meticulous experimenter who relied on observation and mathematics. Einstein, on the other hand, was a theoretical physicist who used thought experiments to explore complex ideas. In the end, it's not about who was smarter, it's about how their combined genius shaped the world we live in today. As we wrap up this journey through the lives of Newton and Einstein, one thing is clear: their battle of minds was not a competition, but a collaboration. Newton gave us the tools to understand the physical world, while Einstein showed us that the universe is far more complex and mysterious than we ever imagined. So, the next time you look up at the stars or drop an apple, remember the two men who changed the way we see the world. Their legacy lives on in every scientific discovery, in every technological advancement, and in every curious mind that dares to ask, "What if?" Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the lives of Newton and Einstein. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of science. Who do you think was the greater genius? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring.